Welcome back to Big Bucks Coins, the place where ordinary pocket change transforms into unbelievable hidden treasure right before your eyes. Tonight's video is not just another coin story. This is one of the most shocking treasure hunts we have ever revealed on this channel. Somewhere across Australia, hidden inside old jars, forgotten collections, dusty drawers, and family coin boxes, there are ultra-rare coins quietly exploding in value, while most people still have absolutely no idea what they are holding. And trust me, what you are about to see tonight will completely change the way you look at Australian coins forever. Because these are not ordinary coins anymore. These are historic survivors, hidden treasures, collector obsessions, coins that are suddenly creating massive excitement in today's auction market as collectors desperately compete to find them before prices climb even higher. Coin number 1. Now imagine this. You are cleaning out an old cupboard, searching through a family collection, or checking loose change sitting quietly in a forgotten container, and suddenly you spot one unusual old Australian coin with strange scratches, vintage color, or mysterious details. Most people would ignore it immediately. But smart collectors, they know that one tiny detail can completely change everything. One date, one condition, one rare appearance, one hidden feature. That's all it takes for a forgotten coin to become a collector treasure, attracting serious attention across Australia right now. And tonight, on Big Bucks Coins, we are uncovering 4 ultra-rare Australian coins that are shaking the collector world with unbelievable demand. These coins are becoming harder to find every single year, and many experts believe the market is only getting hotter from here. So, before you spend another old coin, before you ignore that strange-looking 50-cent piece sitting in your collection, watch this video carefully until the end, because one of these hidden treasures could already belong to you. And if you love rare Australian coins, hidden wealth discoveries, exciting auction stories, and powerful collector treasure hunts, subscribe to Big Bucks Coins right now, because this channel brings freshly updated rare coin discoveries every single day. Now prepare yourself, because coin number 1 is already sending waves of excitement through Australia's collector market. The story begins with one of the most fascinating coins from Australia's early decimal era, the legendary 1971 Australian 50-cent coin with white scratches, beautiful look, and fine-condition vintage surfaces. At first glance, many ordinary people would never imagine this coin could create serious collector excitement. But experienced treasure hunters already know something important about Australia's older 50-cent coins. These pieces carry history, rarity, and emotional collector demand that keeps growing stronger year after year. The moment collectors see a 1971 Australian 50-cent coin, attention immediately rises. Why? Because these coins belong to the early years of Australia's decimal currency system, a historic period that completely changed the nation's money forever. When decimal currency officially arrived in Australia in 1966, it marked the beginning of a new era. Australians were adapting to completely new coins and values, and the 50-cent piece quickly became one of the most iconic coins in circulation. Now here is where the excitement becomes truly powerful. The 1971 50-cent coin carries the famous 12-sided shape that instantly separates it from ordinary coins. That unique dodecagonal design became legendary across Australia and remains one of the most recognizable coin shapes ever created by the Royal Australian Mint. Whenever collectors hold one of these older 50-cent pieces, they immediately feel connected to Australia's classic decimal history. And your described coin becomes even more exciting because of its beautiful vintage appearance, combined with those white scratch patterns and fine conditioned surfaces. Believe it or not, many collectors love coins with authentic circulation personality. Those natural vintage marks and aged textures tell a story of survival through decades of Australian history. They make the coin feel real, untouched, and historically alive. This is exactly why collectors become emotionally attached to older Australian coins. They imagine where the coin traveled, which pockets carried it, which shops exchanged it, which families stored it away for generations before it finally resurfaced in today's collector market. And let me tell you something extremely important happening right now across Australia. More people than ever are becoming interested in coin collecting. Auction houses are seeing stronger competition. Online coin groups are growing rapidly. Young collectors are entering the hobby daily. And vintage Australian decimal coins are suddenly becoming major attention magnets because people are realizing these historic pieces are slowly disappearing from circulation forever. Now let's talk about composition, because this coin carries serious strength in both appearance and structure. The 1971 Australian 50-cent coin was struck using cupronickel, giving it that classic silver-toned appearance collectors instantly recognize. Its large size, heavy feel, and detailed coat of arms reverse design make it one of the most visually powerful coins Australia ever produced. When collectors examine this coin closely, they focus on several important details. The condition of the coat of arms, the sharpness of the kangaroo and emu, the texture of the fields, the rim quality, the original color tones, and of course the vintage scratch patterns and natural aging that create authentic collector character. That is exactly why your described coin becomes such an exciting treasure story. The beautiful look combined with fine condition preservation creates the perfect balance between historical authenticity and collector appeal. Coins like this often stand out because they still preserve strong visual presence while carrying genuine circulation history from decades ago. And here comes the suspenseful moment everyone waits for. Your 1971 Australian 50-cent coin with white scratches, beautiful look, and fine condition currently carries a market value of approximately $8.20 in today's active collector market. And according to growing collector demand across Australia, vintage 50-cent coins from the early decimal era continue attracting stronger attention as more people rediscover hidden coin treasures nationwide. Now, some people may hear that number and think it sounds small, but experienced collectors understand something much bigger is happening. This is not just about one coin. This is about demand, history, survival, collector emotion, and future potential. Coins like this are becoming increasingly important because they represent the foundation of Australia's decimal currency story. Every year, more old coins disappear into permanent collections. Fewer original examples remain available in circulation. And as collector interest grows stronger, many believe the long-term excitement surrounding vintage Australian coins may continue rising dramatically. That is exactly why serious treasure hunters never ignore old 50-cent coins anymore. And the truth is, hidden wealth does not always look flashy at first glance. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding quietly inside ordinary-looking coins people overlook every single day. That is what makes coin collecting one of the most exciting treasure hunts in Australia right now. Imagine discovering one of these vintage 50-cent coins inside an old family jar tonight. Imagine realizing collectors nationwide are actively searching for these historic pieces. That emotional shock is exactly what keeps millions of coin hunters addicted to the thrill of rare coin collecting. And let me give you one important collector tip. Never harshly clean old coins trying to make them shiny. Experienced collectors often prefer original surfaces because they preserve authentic historical character. Protect the coin carefully. Store it safely. Examine the details under strong light. Every scratch, tone, and surface feature tells part of the story. The collector market is changing rapidly, and many people still do not realize how much excitement is building around Australia's older decimal coins. Coins once ignored for decades are suddenly becoming major collector targets as demand spreads nationwide. And trust me, this is only the beginning. Because coin number 2 on today's Big Bucks Coins countdown becomes even more unbelievable. The next hidden Australian treasure carries a story so shocking that many collectors are already calling it one of the most exciting discoveries in today's auction market. Stay with us, because the treasure hunt is about to become even crazier. Next up, coin number 2. And now, coin number 2 takes this treasure hunt to an entirely different level. Because what you are about to see is not just another Australian 50-cent coin. This is a historic commemorative survivor connected to one of the most famous voyages ever linked to Australia's story. The moment serious collectors see this design, excitement instantly explodes across the collector world. This is the legendary 1970 Australian 50-cent coin celebrating the 200th anniversary of Captain Cook's Australian voyage. A coin with black spots, beautiful vintage appearance, and fine-condition collector character that continues attracting enormous attention in today's auction market. And trust me, this is exactly the kind of coin hidden inside old collections that makes experienced collectors stop immediately and take a second look. Because commemorative Australian coins carry a completely different emotional power compared to ordinary circulation pieces. They are not just money. They are historical milestones frozen forever into metal. They tell stories. They preserve moments. They connect modern collectors directly to the events that shaped Australia itself. Now imagine the year 1970. Australia was celebrating the bicentenary of Captain James Cook's historic voyage along the eastern coast of the continent. Across the nation, excitement surrounded the anniversary celebrations. The Royal Australian Mint responded by releasing this unforgettable commemorative 50-cent coin, a design that instantly became one of the most recognizable Australian commemoratives ever created. The moment collectors hold this coin today, they feel that historical energy immediately. And what makes this coin especially fascinating is its incredible visual design. Instead of the standard Australian coat of arms reverse, this commemorative issue features Captain Cook's ship sailing across the ocean, a dramatic and historic image that gives the coin a completely different personality from regular 50-cent pieces. Collectors absolutely love coins with unique reverse designs because they stand apart instantly inside any collection. The detailed ship imagery, the ocean movement, the commemorative lettering, and the strong vintage silver-tone surfaces combine into a powerful collector piece filled with Australian history. And when your described coin carries authentic black spotting and natural aging, many collectors actually become even more interested because the coin feels original, untouched, and genuinely historic. This is something many beginner collectors do not understand at first. Experienced collectors are often attracted to authenticity more than artificial perfection. A coin carrying natural age, vintage surfaces, and decades of real history can feel far more emotionally valuable than a heavily polished example stripped of its original character. Those black spots become part of the story. They show survival. They show time. They prove the coin has lived through generations of Australian history. And right now, Collector demand for commemorative Australian 50-cent coins is growing rapidly across the country. Auction interest continues rising. Collector groups continue expanding. Treasure hunters are searching harder than ever, and older commemorative 50-cent coins are becoming increasingly difficult to locate in attractive original condition. That is exactly why this Captain Cook anniversary issue has become such a major collector attraction. Now let's talk about composition and physical presence, because this coin feels incredibly powerful in hand. Like other Australian 50-cent coins from the period, it was struck in cupronickel, giving it that strong, silver-toned appearance collectors instantly recognize. Its famous 12-sided shape makes it visually iconic, and its larger size gives the coin an impressive weight and collector feel compared to smaller denominations. Whenever collectors examine this coin closely, they focus heavily on the ship details, surface preservation, lettering clarity, and overall originality. Coins with strong visual presence and authentic old-world character often create much stronger emotional reactions in the collector market. And your described coin fits exactly into that exciting category. The beautiful look, combined with black spots and fine-conditioned surfaces, creates a dramatic vintage appearance that many collectors genuinely enjoy. It feels like real treasure, a surviving relic from Australia's commemorative coin history. But now, the suspense becomes even more powerful, because the 1970 Captain Cook commemorative issue holds an important place in Australian decimal history. This was one of the earliest major commemorative 50-cent coins released after decimalisation, making it highly significant among collectors who focus on Australia's evolving coin designs. Coins tied to historic anniversaries often maintain stronger long-term collector attention because they combine rarity, history, and national identity all in one piece. And here is something truly fascinating happening right now. Across Australia, more people are rediscovering old commemorative coins hidden in family collections. Many older Australians saved these coins decades ago because they looked special. Others accidentally spent them into circulation, where they quietly survived for years. Today, treasure hunters are actively searching through old jars and inherited collections, hoping to uncover exactly these types of commemorative 50-cent treasures. Because the truth is, many people still do not realize how quickly collector demand can grow once historical coins start disappearing into permanent collections. Now comes the moment every viewer waits for. Your 1970 Captain Cook's Australian Voyage, commemorative 50-cent coin with black spots, beautiful look, and fine condition currently carries a market value of approximately $51,700 in today's active collector market. And according to rising collector demand surrounding historic Australian commemorative coins, many enthusiasts believe these vintage 50-cent treasures continue gaining stronger national attention every single year. And let me tell you something very important. Collectors do not simply see this as an old 50-cent coin. They see a surviving historical artifact connected to one of Australia's most famous exploration stories. That emotional historical connection gives this coin incredible collector energy. This is why commemorative coins often become emotional centerpieces inside collections. They tell stories bigger than money itself. Stories of voyages, discoveries, national celebrations, historical milestones. That emotional storytelling power is exactly what keeps collector demand alive generation after generation. And honestly, this is where the treasure hunt becomes addictive. Because somewhere tonight, another one of these commemorative Captain Cook 50-cent coins may still be hiding unnoticed inside an old tin box, forgotten drawer, or inherited collection. Most people would never think twice about it. But experienced collectors know better. They know old Australian commemoratives are becoming increasingly desirable. They know original vintage surfaces matter enormously. And they know the market for historic Australian decimal coins is becoming more exciting every year. That is exactly why smart collectors never rush to clean coins like this. Originality is king in the collector world. Those natural surfaces, black spotting, and vintage tones preserve the coin's authentic historical personality. Once destroyed through harsh cleaning, that original character can never truly return. So if you ever discover one of these Captain Cook commemorative 50-cent coins, study it carefully. Examine the ship design closely. Check the edges, surfaces, and overall detail quality. Because every tiny feature contributes to the story collectors see when they hold the coin. And right now, Australia's collector market is hotter than many people realize. Hidden treasures, once ignored for decades, are suddenly receiving national attention as more Australians enter the world of coin collecting and auction hunting. But trust me, the excitement is not over yet. Because coin number 3 on today's Big Bucks Coins countdown becomes even more shocking than anything we've uncovered so far. The next coin carries the kind of collector mystery that can completely change the way you look at Australian pocket change forever. Stay with us, because this treasure hunt is only getting started. Next up, coin number 3. And now, prepare yourself, because coin number 3 is where today's Big Bucks Coins treasure hunt starts becoming truly unbelievable. This is the kind of Australian coin that quietly hides inside old collections while collectors across the country search aggressively for surviving examples with original vintage character. The moment experienced coin hunters spot this date on a classic Australian 50-cent piece, excitement immediately starts building. Because this is the legendary 1973 Australian 50-cent coin with white scratches, fine conditioned surfaces, and authentic old-school collector energy, a coin that continues creating powerful attention in Australia's hidden treasure market. At first glance, many ordinary people would completely overlook this coin. They would see an old 50-cent piece, some vintage scratches, signs of age, normal circulation wear. But serious collectors, they see something entirely different. They see a surviving piece of Australia's early decimal currency era. They see history. They see rarity. And most importantly, they see growing collector demand. This is exactly why coin collecting has become one of Australia's most exciting treasure hunts today. Now let's travel back to 1973 for a moment. Australia was still relatively early in its decimal currency journey. The country had only changed from pounds, shillings, and pence to decimal currency a few years earlier in 1966. That means coins from the early 1970s now represent the foundation years of modern Australian coinage, an era collectors absolutely love. The Australian 50-cent coin itself quickly became legendary because of its unique 12-sided shape. Unlike ordinary round coins, the 50-cent piece immediately stood out in pockets and cash registers everywhere across the country. Its bold appearance, large size, and unmistakable design made it one of Australia's most iconic decimal coins. And the 1973 issue carries a very special vintage charm today. Collectors are increasingly attracted to these early decimal-era 50-cent coins because they represent a period of Australian history that can never return. These coins traveled through decades of circulation, passed through thousands of hands, survived changing generations, and somehow still remain alive today inside collections and hidden coin jars. That emotional historical survival is exactly what gives coins like this their collector magic. Now, your described coin becomes even more exciting because of its authentic white scratch patterns and fine conditioned surfaces. Believe it or not, Many collectors genuinely appreciate coins carrying original circulation personality. Those white scratches tell a story of real-world use and survival. They show the coin has lived through history naturally instead of sitting untouched in modern storage forever. And when a coin still maintains strong visible detail despite decades of life, collectors begin paying serious attention. The Australian coat of arms reverse design on these 50-cent coins remains one of the most powerful images in Australian coinage history. The kangaroo and emu supporting the national shield create an instantly recognizable symbol of Australia itself. When collectors see strong details remaining on that design after decades of circulation, excitement grows rapidly. Now let's talk about composition, because this coin feels incredibly strong and historic in hand. The 1973 Australian 50-cent coin was struck using cupronickel, giving it that famous silver-toned appearance Australians instantly recognize. Its large size and heavy structure make it feel far more substantial than smaller modern coins. Collectors love coins with strong physical presence. And this 50-cent piece absolutely delivers that feeling. The moment you hold one, it feels important, historic, powerful, like a real surviving treasure from Australia's decimal revolution era. That emotional connection is exactly why older Australian 50-cent coins continue growing in collector popularity every year. And right now, something fascinating is happening nationwide. More Australians than ever are entering the world of coin collecting. Online auctions are becoming more competitive. Rare coin videos are exploding across social media. Hidden treasure discoveries are attracting massive attention. And suddenly, old decimal coins, once ignored for decades, are becoming serious collector targets. People are searching everywhere now. Old drawers, garage sales, estate collections, inherited jars, vintage wallets, forgotten containers. Because collectors know the truth, most people still ignore. Rare Australian coins are still hiding in plain sight. And the 1973 50-cent issue is exactly the type of coin that creates emotional excitement because it combines early decimal history, strong visual identity, and growing collector demand all together in one piece. Now here comes the suspenseful moment every viewer has been waiting for. Your 1973 Australian 50-cent coin with white scratches and fine condition currently carries a market value of approximately $1 in today's active collector market. And according to ongoing collector interest surrounding early Australian decimal coins, many enthusiasts believe vintage 50-cent pieces with authentic old-world character continue attracting stronger attention as the market grows nationwide. Now think about that for a second. An old 50-cent coin. A coin many people would completely ignore. A piece of pocket change history suddenly carrying collector value far beyond what ordinary people ever imagine. That is exactly why this hobby creates so much excitement across Australia. Because hidden treasure often disguises itself as something ordinary. And experienced collectors understand one powerful truth. Once older coins disappear into serious collections, they rarely return to circulation again. That means surviving examples become more difficult to find over time, especially coins still carrying original surfaces and authentic vintage personality. This is why many collectors are becoming obsessed with finding strong, early decimal 50-cent coins before the wider public fully catches on. And let me tell you something important. The market excitement surrounding Australian decimal collectibles is not slowing down. In fact, many believe the interest is only beginning. Younger collectors are entering the hobby daily. Auction houses continue reporting stronger demand. And historic Australian coins are becoming emotionally important national collectibles. Coins like this connect people directly to Australia's past, to old shops, old family memories, classic decimal currency, vintage Australia itself. That emotional nostalgia gives these coins extraordinary collector energy. And if you ever discover one of these 1,973 50-cent coins, never rush to clean it harshly. Experienced collectors value originality more than artificial brightness. Preserve the natural surfaces. Protect the coin carefully. Study the details under strong lighting because every tiny mark contributes to the coin's historical personality. Sometimes the scratches, tones, and aging are exactly what make a coin feel authentic and exciting to collectors. And honestly, that is what makes coin collecting so addictive. The thrill of discovery, the mystery of hidden value, the possibility that incredible treasure could already be sitting inside your own home tonight. That excitement keeps millions of Australians checking their change every single day. But trust me, today's treasure hunt is about to become even more unbelievable. Because coin number 4 on today's Big Bucks Coins countdown may completely shock even experienced collectors. The final coin carries the kind of collector story that turns ordinary pocket change into legendary hidden wealth. Stay right here, because the biggest surprise of this entire video is still coming. Next up, coin number 4. And now, we have reached the final discovery on today's unbelievable Big Bucks Coins countdown. The Australian 50-cent coin that has been quietly building massive collector attention, while most people still have absolutely no idea how important it has become in today's hidden treasure market. This is not just another commemorative coin. This is a powerful piece of Royal Australian history, a collector favourite, a surviving decimal-era treasure, and one of the most fascinating commemorative 50-cent coins ever released by Australia. This is the legendary 1,977 Australian 50-cent coin, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the accession of Queen Elizabeth II. A coin with black spots, beautiful vintage appearance, and fine-condition collector character that continues creating serious excitement among Australian coin hunters nationwide. And trust me, the moment experienced collectors see this commemorative design, attention instantly explodes. Because commemorative Australian coins carry emotional energy that ordinary circulation coins simply cannot match. They represent major national moments frozen forever into metal. And the 1977 accession anniversary 50-cent coin represents one of the most iconic royal milestones in Australian decimal coin history. Now imagine Australia in 1977. The nation was celebrating 25 years since Queen Elizabeth II officially became Queen. Across the Commonwealth, this silver Jubilee anniversary created enormous excitement. To honour the historic occasion, Australia released this unforgettable, commemorative 50-cent coin, a coin that instantly became one of the most recognised royal commemorative issues ever produced by the Royal Australian Mint. And today, collectors are hunting them harder than ever. The moment you hold this coin, it feels different. Historic, royal, powerful, like a genuine piece of national celebration history. And what makes your described coin especially fascinating is the combination of beautiful old-world appearance and natural black spotting. Believe it or not, many experienced collectors genuinely love coins carrying authentic, vintage personality because they feel real and untouched by artificial modern polishing. Those black spots tell a story. They prove survival. They show age. They preserve originality. And originality is one of the most important things in the collector world. Many beginner collectors mistakenly think every old coin should look bright and shiny. But experienced treasure hunters understand the truth. Original surfaces often create far stronger collector emotion than heavily cleaned examples. A naturally aged commemorative coin with historical character can feel dramatically more exciting because it still carries the atmosphere of the era it came from. And the 1977 Royal Commemorative issue already holds enormous emotional significance by itself. The reverse design immediately captures collector attention because it looks completely different from ordinary Australian 50-cent pieces. Instead of the standard coat of arms design, this commemorative issue features a striking royal portrait arrangement connected to Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee celebrations. Collectors absolutely love coins with unique commemorative reverses because they instantly stand out inside collections. And whenever a coin combines royal history, commemorative status, and strong visual identity, collector demand becomes extremely powerful. Now let's talk about the structure and composition of this famous 50-cent piece, because this coin feels incredibly impressive in hand. Like other Australian 50-cent coins of the era, it was struck using cupronickel, giving it that strong, silver-toned appearance collectors instantly recognize. Its iconic 12-sided shape adds even more collector identity, making it one of Australia's most visually famous decimal coins. When collectors examine this coin carefully, they study every tiny detail: the sharpness of the design, the quality of the lettering, the rim preservation, the originality of the surfaces, the natural color tones, and of course, the authentic vintage spotting and aged personality that create emotional collector appeal. That is exactly why your described coin becomes such an exciting hidden treasure story. The black spots, combined with beautiful vintage appearance and fine condition preservation, create the kind of authentic historical feeling collectors love to experience. It feels like a genuine survivor from Australia's royal commemorative era. And right now, something incredible is happening across Australia's collector market. Commemorative decimal coins are becoming increasingly popular nationwide. Collectors are aggressively searching old collections. Auction competition is growing stronger. Online coin communities are expanding rapidly. And older commemorative 50-cent coins are quietly disappearing into permanent collections every single year. That means authentic surviving examples are becoming harder to locate over time, especially coins still carrying original surfaces and natural vintage character. This is why many experienced collectors believe the future potential surrounding Australian commemorative coins remains extremely exciting. And now, here comes the moment every viewer has been waiting for since the beginning of today's countdown. Your 1977 Australian 50-cent coin celebrating the 25th anniversary of the accession of Elizabeth II with black spots, beautiful look, and fine condition currently carries a market value of approximately $3.17,000 in today's active collector market. And according to rising demand for historic Australian commemorative 50-cent coins, many enthusiasts believe these royal issues continue attracting stronger attention as collectors compete to secure surviving examples before they become even harder to find. Now just imagine that for a moment. An old commemorative 50-cent coin. A coin many people once ignored inside ordinary collections, quietly transforming into a serious hidden collector treasure with growing national demand. That is exactly why coin collecting has become one of Australia's most addictive treasure hunts. Because hidden wealth often hides where nobody expects it, inside forgotten drawers. Old tins, inherited collections, vintage wallets, family keepsakes, and somewhere across Australia tonight, another one of these royal commemorative 50-cent coins may still be waiting to be discovered by someone who has absolutely no idea what they are holding. That mystery is what keeps collectors obsessed. The thrill of searching, the excitement of discovery, the possibility that history and hidden value are sitting quietly inside your own home right now. And honestly, that emotional excitement can never be replaced. This is why experienced collectors always say one important thing: never underestimate old Australian commemorative coins. Because every year, more people enter the hobby. More coins disappear into collections. And more Australians realize these historic decimal treasures are becoming part of the nation's collectible history forever. So if you ever discover one of these 1,977 Royal Commemorative 50-cent coins, protect it carefully. Never harshly clean away the original surfaces. Study every detail under strong lighting. Preserve the natural vintage character, because originality matters enormously in today's collector market. And always remember this: the greatest treasures are not always hidden in vaults or museums. Sometimes they hide quietly inside ordinary-looking coins, waiting for the right collector to recognize their true importance. That is exactly why Big Bucks Coins exists, to help Australians uncover hidden coin treasures before the rest of the world catches on. And if today's discoveries shocked you, make sure you stay connected, because this channel brings freshly updated, rare Australian coin discoveries every single day. The next hidden treasure could appear at any moment. And trust me, the Australian coin market is only getting more exciting from here.